Today I'm going to show you how to use Screencastify, which is a really useful tool that you can use to record videos of what's on your screen to present some engaging content in your lessons. I'm going to show you first of all how you install the Screencastify Chrome extension. Go to your browser and type in Screencastify. I'll take you to the Screencastify website. The first click there, and on the front page it says Add to Chrome. You click on that, and this takes you to the Chrome Web Store. This is where you can install extensions for your Chrome browser. Screencastify is just one extension, but there are lots of tools which you can install which give you extra functionality. Click on Add to Chrome and it will install the Screencastify app, but you need to first of all make sure that you've accepted the permissions. Once it's downloaded the app, it will then appear in the top right hand side of your browser window. This one here where it says turn on sync is just asking you whether you want this extension to appear in a different laptop, for example, if you use your work account on a different computer, but we don't need it here at the moment. Once it's installed, click on the link, and then all you need to do is set up your account. This is very, very straightforward. If you click on sign in with Google, it will use your school account to set up a new Screencastify account. The second stage of the step of the setup is to set the permissions. You need to enable your camera and microphone, and also it has some extra functionality in terms of drawing and annotation tools, so you can draw on top of your video. Click next. There's one final permission that it needs you to select. You click on allow, and then it will install the app. When you get to this screen, you know that you've installed the extension correctly. There are some good videos here and good information which show you how to do the basics, how to make your first recording, and then also a frequently asked questions section where you can ask any questions. Obviously, it's hinting to us at the moment that we can click on this link and we can start recording. So to start our first recording, very straightforward, click on the link and it brings up this menu here. With the basic account, you get a 5-minute limit per video. This is fine really for YouTube purposes, and it keeps students' attention on the video if it's not too long. If you do want slightly longer videos, you do have to upgrade. At the moment, Screencastify are giving us a free upgrade until the end of June by typing in a particular code which I can provide to teachers if they want it. You've got 3 options here. You can either click on Browser tab, which just shows one browser tab. So for example, here I've got on the left hand side, I've got a sample lesson that I've prepared, and I might just want to be talking over my PowerPoint, my slides, talking about the lesson that I've prepared. If I go back to the options there, I can also select desktop, which shows the whole screen. So whatever is on my laptop screen at the moment will be shown in the recording. Make sure your microphone is on. This little meter on the right hand side tells you that the sound is being recorded and it shows you the levels. You can also select embed webcam. That means that in the bottom right hand side of the screen, little corner, you'll have your own picture there. So obviously it depends on whether you're feeling confident enough to appear on the recording yourself or whether it's necessary. There are a few other options. You can decide that the countdown can be a bit longer, which is quite useful for you to set up the right information on the screen before the recording starts. And also it can show the drawing tools as well. When you're ready to record, click on record, it will count down and start recording your video. There will also be a section on the bottom left hand side once you start the recording, which will allow you to pause and stop the recording when you're finished. Don't worry if it goes on a bit too long after the end of the recording. In the next stage, at the editing part, you can snip any excess bits that aren't required in the final video. Once your recording is finished, it will appear in a new tab with the editor functions. Here you can make some changes. For example, you can use the snip function to remove the start or end of video if there's too much, or if you want to reduce it in size. On the right hand side are your options for sharing. The simplest one is to copy the shareable link. Remember that this video recording has been saved in your Google Drive, so it can always be accessed later on using your Google Drive. In terms of the share options, the first option is to publish to YouTube. This is quite a useful option if you want to start sharing videos across several classes, as you can keep embedding them in Google Slides or attach them to assignments in Google Classroom. If you click on Share to Classroom, very straightforward as well, a new screen will come up and allow you to select the class that you wish to send video to. And you can also set up the assignment and do it straight from this screen. That's all there is to it. Best thing is to just give it a go and see how you get on. There are plenty of sources of help, and me and the other e-learning drivers are more than happy to give you a hand if you need some specific support. In a future session, I'll be showing you how to use Clipchamp, which is a video editing software app which allows you to put videos together and add titles just as I've done in this video. Thanks for watching.